Casting was a big challenge for our film. We wanted to find looks that were unique and impressionable.
It was a year-long process for casting this movie.
We needed to find a look that would meld well with the environment that we created in the white wall.
Once I casted the actors, I realized that I had to spend a lot of time training them martial arts before we got into the actual shooting. Prior to meeting with them, I had to sit down and really contemplate how I was going to give every one of these characters their own unique fighting style. After I had that down, we would start meeting up on a weekly basis, and most of these actors have never had any martial arts training whatsoever. So it was quite a challenge. I always had to explain to them in detail why they were doing the moves that they were doing. If the actors weren't aware of it, it would have come out false, and it wouldn't show in their emotional expression. I started diving into Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do, and to me, the weapon that really caught my attention that I haven't really seen developed too much was the knives. They became a crucial element to the story, almost Western, like, you know, you have your holster right here type of look. I went around and I started looking for knife designers. I ended up finding someone all the way in Europe, and by the end I had a whole collection of knives that were specific for each character and how I envisioned that character to look and feel. Sean's fighting style was the kind of underdog fighter. You could tell that he's a bit rusty, but you know, the years of hardening naturally made him a good fighter. Jude was an unstoppable beast, a force of nature. I wanted to make his actions seem like if you got in his way, you were going to go down, no matter what. So I would supply him with several different weapons, and the way that he uses them would be with a lot of force. Dryden to me was a very conniving and deceiving character. He had to be an intellectual fighter. He just didn't have the speed and the power that the Drifters had. So when you were up against Dryden, you knew that he had a lot of tricks up his sleeves. As for the Apex, I wanted them to be portrayed as the best of the best bounty hunters. I wanted Apex to have almost superhuman strength, especially when they were up against the Vespers. And to prepare for this fight scene, we would train in my backyard, and I would call in the Vespers, and my stunt coordinator would train them how to get tossed and tumble while making the Apex guys look like they had superhuman strength. The end product really came out to show that these Apex guys looking really big and really tough. The Vespers, they were the next generation of orphaned kids. These kids grew up within the city, but they had nowhere to go. And they were picked up by Jude, and Jude is the one that taught them to fight. Jude's fighting style of taking people down no matter what the cost is the kind of mentality that ended up getting passed down to these Vespers. When you see the Vespers fight, there's really nothing noble about them. They fight in large groups, and they do whatever it takes to take down their opponent, and basically they don't play by the rules. Everyone had to do their own stunts. We couldn't hire stunt doubles or anything like that. And my stunt coordinator would be in the back with the actors practicing their moves and preparing them for when they come on set. I knew that I needed to escalate the film to a final showdown that was just the ultimate fight that you've ever seen. And the fact that I only had one day to shoot the two most important scenes, which was the last fight between Sean and Jude and the opening of Sentenza and Jude, I think a lot of people were frightened that we weren't going to be able to, deliver the best possible opening and ending. Because we were all prepared and we were doing things really fast, we were able to deliver something that I'm pretty proud of.
Now let's try it again.